Witam was serdecznie. Okej, śmigamy dalej. Nowa kryjówka, nowa mapka, nowe wszystko. A tutaj nic nowego nie można zrobić.
What do you want? That it? Fine.
Do ziomka musimy, do oto.
What do we
Jest
know?
i on.
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip round the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone who's ever set eyes on a runaway, claiming they're traitors to the Holy Throne, conspiring to restore the House of Rosfield to power. And now it sounds like the bastards have turned their attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing, complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Okej. Łamaczy klątw. Do końca i w prawo. Misja poboczna. Aha, i tam mogliśmy się w ogóle przenieść, ale to, że mamy misję poboczną, to my ją szybko zrobimy.
Damn blighted bilge.
Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so. Assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
Okej. Mam święte. Dostaniemy ile? Tu pójdziemy. Dostaniemy tylko 10 tych gilów.
Easier than felling a forest, I said. Trees don't have teeth.
Bicia. Nara. Nie ciebie. I zrobione. A i mi się to tak nie podoba, że tam strzelam.
I can't imagine Obelus needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Dobra. I to my do domsił znowu. Oddamy mu to tylko. I śmigamy dalej z główną misją.
Welcome back, Sid.
Proszę.
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
Ugh. Reeks like a chocobo's arse. Well, I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above the waves.
Argo. So your boat has a name. I didn't know.
Yeah. Same as me old man. He was a ferryman himself back before the blight came. The boat's all I have left of him. And thanks to you, he'll sail another day.
I mamy to. To teraz zrobimy sobie misję główną.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
We are for now, I reckon.
Let's get you to a physical.
Sid? What said you'd be coming?
I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials ascended like a storm. No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
Dobra. Tu musimy iść. Dobrze, czarne chmury.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
I my... Tu przez most. Tak... To trochę jak już kiedyś byliśmy w tym opactwie.
Look. Up ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something. Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields?
The bastards caught wind. The abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. Distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then... they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shields? Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far. Even for the Empire.
Oj, oj, oj. Ja z wami nie muszę walczyć. No to jest znowu to opactwo. To jest dokładnie ta sama lokalizacja.
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Yep.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. To dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Dobra, jedziemy. Cia! Mało obrażenia. Więcej obrażenia. Hehe. I jeszcze dobijemy. Hehe. Coraz mi lepiej idzie.
Is that all of them?
I think so.
Ukończono zadanie.
I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Może jeszcze być wśród żywych.
Found her.
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him, calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The cuttings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Matt to beg his aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid! Where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
O kurde. O
We've
kurde.
laid the abbot to rest. But the bearers, they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Radix jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
No dobrze, śmigamy dalej. Śmigamy dalej. Nowy przeciwnik. Oh yeah, nowy przeciwnik. Ahriman. Ranga C. Co jakiś czas Clive napotyka większe i szybsze i groźniejsze stworzenia od pozostałych. Dla nich zagwarantuje mu nie tylko renomę, lecz także rzadkie materiały mogące posłużyć do stworzenia nowego wyposażenia lub ulepszenia aktualnego posiadających przedmiotów. Możesz dowiedzieć się więcej o tych znanych potworach, rozmawiając wkrótce z Moglem Nektarem, który zwykle przebywa w pobliżu tablicy łowieckiej. Okej, Majster. Nie ma. Na dół z tobą. Jedziemy z koksem. To bolało. Nie ma, nie ma. I na dół z tobą. Bicia! I mamy cię. Musimy się odsunąć. O kurde. Gorszy niż eikon jest chłop. Oj, nie to. Gin! Mamy go, wow. O nie, nie mamy go jeszcze, teraz go mamy.
You didn't see that coming.
Kurczę, ja się teraz zastanawiam. Zdolności. Czy naprawdę w to iść? Mamy to, w ogóle już mnie stać na to. Mogę zawsze iść i potem zobaczyć, nie? A jak mi się nie podoba, to mogę zresetować punkciki. Ciebie damy. Jak mi się nie podoba, mogę to zawsze zdjąć, punkty dostać z powrotem. Więc można się trochę pobawić.
That must be the bridge. So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back. Cole is worried about Martha.
All right.
Okej, na ratunek. Wróć do zajazdu Marty. Jep, ale tam to możemy się przenieść. I ciach.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
And picking what goes on in that woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget, a Stolas from Otto landed just before you arrived. He asked me to tell you that Gav has returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be all right here, Martha?
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Ukończono zadanie. Pięknie. Ratunek. Tutaj jest w ogóle nowa waluta. Teraz to widzę. Zdolności, przedmioty, ale tutaj w ogóle też nie widzę, gdzie mam kasę. Odłamki. Nie wiem. Dobra. Ale na tym zakończymy ten odcinek i w następnym śmigamy dalej. Tam mamy też jakąś misję poboczną, jakiś plusik tam jest. Więc zobaczymy, co to będzie. Na tym zakończę. Trzymajcie się i do zobaczenia.